The movie begins by showing us hell through the eyes of the devil's daughter, Lilith. Unlike the common image of flames and torture, hell is portrayed as a modern, corporate-style city filled with offices and workers employed by the devil himself. Their mission is to subtly influence humans and guide them toward immoral choices. While business is generally thriving, the devil is enraged because acts of evil in the town of Birkenbrunn have decreased by 1.5% over the past year. Lilith dreams of becoming a field agent and spreading corruption directly on Earth, but because she is under 18, she is forbidden from doing so. Instead, she spends her time harassing people online. She is rebellious by nature and repeatedly begs her father to send her to Earth, which makes her feel like nothing more than an annoyance to him. One night, she confronts him yet again with the same demand. Exhausted by her constant complaints, the devil finally strikes a deal. Lilith will be allowed to go to Earth for 1 week and must corrupt a single human. If she succeeds, she will earn a permanent role, but if she fails, she will be imprisoned forever. Although Lilith feels the punishment is extreme, especially coming from her own father, she accepts without arguing, knowing exactly who he is. The next day, they head to Earth and drive to their assigned location. Lilith is briefed on her target, Greta Bernstein. Greta is a shy, kind-hearted girl who lives with her parents and 2 younger sisters, all of whom appear gentle and loving. Greta enjoys studying and sometimes sings just for fun. She seems completely innocent with no trace of cruelty in her, making Lilith's mission far more challenging. Before leaving, the devil gives Lilith 2 strict rules. She must not make any physical contact with humans, and she is handed a black sphere that will change color if she starts developing emotional attachment. Lilith is sent to stay with the Bernstein family for the week. During breakfast, the family happily works together to clean up, which deeply annoys Lilith. She purposely drops plates and blames Greta, hoping to spark conflict, but Greta immediately apologizes and accepts responsibility. Her refusal to defend herself forces Lilith to look for another approach. That night, Lilith asks about Greta's personal life and learns that she has no friends because classmates label her a nerd. Intrigued, Lilith searches Greta's room and discovers several photos of a boy hidden in the closet. Seeing an opportunity, she begins forming a plan to use him against Greta. The following day, they ride the school bus together. At school, Eddie, the principal's son, bullies Greta by sticking gum in her hair. When Eddie insults Lilith, she retaliates by burning his hair, expecting Greta to feel pleased. Instead, Greta expresses concern for Lilith's safety, which only frustrates her further. Suddenly, they notice a boy named Samuel standing on the school roof, threatening to jump. He climbs down once the principal pretends to call emergency services. Greta explains that Samuel often behaves strangely like this. Later, during a math exam, Lilith cheats using her iPad and tries to convince Greta to do the same, but Greta refuses, saying she already knows the answers. During the break, 2 popular girls, Melody and Daria, ridicule Greta's clothing. Calmly, Greta says she is used to the teasing and no longer lets it affect her. At that moment, Lilith spots the boy Greta has feelings for. Greta blushes and reveals his name is Carlo. She explains that he flirts with popular girls and has never noticed her. Realizing how deeply Greta cares for him, Lilith devises a plan. While Greta is distracted, Lilith pays Carlo to date Greta for 3 days and then dump her, believing the emotional pain will finally push Greta toward darkness. After finalizing the deal, Lilith locks eyes with Samuel, who smirks before walking away. She follows him into a narrow alley where the 2 end up smoking together. Back at school, Carlo asks Greta if she would like to join him at music rehearsals the following day. Later, Lilith and Samuel are confronted by Eddie and his friends, who accuse Samuel of stealing their watch. To escape getting beaten up, Samuel climbs onto a rooftop. When Eddie's group attempts to grab Lilith, she fights back fiercely, frightening them until they run away. Clearly impressed, Samuel takes Lilith to the top of a church that offers a breathtaking view of the scenery. As Lilith admires the scenery, Samuel suddenly lines in and kisses her. Startled and overwhelmed, she pushes him away and rushes home. For the first time, Lilith is left shaken by emotions she cannot explain. When Greta jokingly asks if she might be in love, Lilith laughs it off, reminding herself that devils are not meant to experience love. However, when Lilith checks the black ball, she notices its slowly shifting color. Almost immediately, her father calls and reveals a disturbing truth: devils are capable of falling in love. Those who do are deemed useless and permanently removed from duty. Terrified, Lilith ends the call and resolves to be much more cautious from that point forward. Later that night, while the family relaxes after dinner, Lilith casually brings up Greta's upcoming date with Carlo. Greta's parents excitedly celebrate the idea of their daughter growing up, which only makes Greta feel embarrassed and uneasy. The next morning, Lilith gives Greta a makeover to help her impress Carlo, but Greta's mother, Sybil, refuses to let her wear revealing clothes. When Lilith argues that Greta should have the freedom to dress how she wants, Sybil forces her to wear one of the knitted outfits Greta is constantly mocked for at school. At school, Melody and Daria immediately make fun of their clothes and insult them. Since changing outfits is not an option, Lilith comes up with a clever alternative to defeat the bullies. She spreads a rumor that knitted clothing is the latest fashion craze. She takes flattering photos of Greta in the outfit and posts them online, then creates a fake website showing famous supermodels wearing similar knitted clothes. When she shows this to Melody and Daria, they quickly change their attitude. Soon, they are praising Greta's outfit and begging her to help them get the same one. Greta is thrilled to finally feel accepted by the popular crowd. Meanwhile, Samuel asks Lilith out, but she claims she is busy. However, when he mentions going to the beach, she cannot resist, as seeing the ocean up close has always been her greatest wish. When they arrive, Lilith is overwhelmed with happiness. They run along the shore, laugh together, and enjoy every moment. For the first time in her existence, Lilith feels genuinely peaceful and happy. Back at school, Greta attends Carlo's band rehearsal, where she meets Melody and Daria again. The group is practicing a song for an upcoming school event. Greta notices that the girls are singing off-key and nervously suggests lowering the pitch. Carlo is impressed and invites Greta to join the band. Although Melody and Daria are clearly unhappy, they reluctantly agree. Their performance sounds amazing, but the rehearsal is abruptly interrupted when a teacher announces that their act has been cancelled due to a provocative music video Melody, Daria posted online. At the beach, Samuel and Lilith lie together, talking about life and dreams. Lilith receives a message from her father but chooses to ignore it, wanting to stay in the moment. Eventually, they kiss and decide to go watch a movie together later. On their way out, they stop to buy ice cream, where Lilith notices several missed messages from her father. She replies briefly, saying she is fine but busy. As she looks around and sees couples everywhere, she realizes she is slowly losing focus on her mission. When Samuel returns with the ice cream, Lilith suddenly panics and runs away without offering any explanation. Meanwhile, Carlo and Greta walk home from school together. Carlo asks Greta if she would like to officially join the band. Greta hesitates, worried that Melody and Daria may not truly accept her. Carlo praises her singing and says he would love for her to be part of the group. Just as they lean in for a kiss, Greta's father unexpectedly pulls up beside them in his van. Mortified, Greta gets in and rides home, later breaking down in tears from the embarrassment. Lilith tries to console her, but for the first time she realizes she genuinely cares about Greta's feelings. When she checks the black ball again, she sees it has changed color even more, confirming her growing emotions. When Greta asks what the ball is, Lilith lies and tells her it is a thermometer. Later, while they are working in the garden, Lilith tells Greta that her father will come to take her away in 2 days because she has failed an important task. She admits she is supposed to be evil, but does not reveal the full truth about who she really is. Greta does not understand why Lilith's father would want her to be evil, but she encourages her, saying there is still time to complete whatever she needs to do. At school, Melody and Daria finally welcome Greta into their circle after she gives them several of her mother's knitted dresses. Carlo also becomes warmer toward her and appears to have developed genuine feelings. When he leans in to kiss Greta, Lilith intervenes and pulls him aside. She calls off their deal, explaining that she does not want Greta to be hurt. Carlo admits that he has actually fallen for Greta and decides to confess everything to her. He explains the agreement he made with Lilith and apologizes. Greta is crushed when she learns that Lilith paid Carlo to break her heart. Lilith apologizes and admits she was meant to do something cruel, but Greta turns away without saying a word. Soon after, Samuel urgently calls Lilith and asks her to meet him at the beach. He reveals that he had planned to skip school and move to Berlin, but after meeting Lilith, he wants to stay. Realizing that Samuel has fallen in love with her, Lilith panics. She tells him that meeting him was the worst thing that ever happened to her and walks away. Even though she clearly loves him, she is terrified of being judged as weak by her father. Shaken, she boards the school bus and finally tells Greta everything. Seeing Lilith cry, Greta forgives her and tries to comfort her. Lilith then explains the true purpose of the black ball and admits she has failed the test. The two share their first hug, and Greta decides to do whatever she can to stop Lilith's father from taking her away. The following day, the long-awaited school program finally begins. The devil arrives to see whether his daughter has completed her mission. Greta, Carlo, Melody, and Daria have secretly planned a prank on the principal for canceling their performance. The principal opens the event by proudly talking about his recent trip to Africa. While he is speaking, Carlo suddenly projects embarrassing photos of the principal urinating in public. Humiliated, the principal rushes off the stage and orders the next act to continue. Eddie and his band come on stage to perform on the violin, but they are forced to flee midway through their act when Melody and Daria reveal they have filled their clothes with popping candy. With the event already in complete chaos, Carlo's band steps in to rescue the show. Greta takes the stage alongside Melody and Daria, delivering a bold and seductive performance that electrifies the entire audience. The crowd goes wild, completely captivated by her presence. After the show, Greta sincerely thanks Lilith for everything she has done to help her. Soon after, the devil pulls Lilith aside and congratulates her, convinced that she was behind the humiliating pranks played on the principal and the band. He notices that the black ball has turned fully black once again and feels satisfied. Believing his daughter has successfully completed her mission, he grants her permission to remain in the town and continue spreading evil. Once he leaves, Greta reveals the truth to Lilith. She admits that the entire scheme was her idea, and that she secretly painted the black ball with nail polish so her father would not grow suspicious. A short time later, Lilith races to the train station and stops Samuel just before he boards a train to Berlin. She finally admits her feelings for him, and the two share an emotional kiss, sealing their love. And that brings us to the end of today's story. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Let us know in the comments which movie you'd like us to cover next. Until then, take care and thanks for watching.